Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to my channel CS by SS, and today we will be talking about chapter number 10, which is going to be our last chapter of this book. That's databases, right? Database. Before talking about the database, it's very important to know what is the data. So data is nothing but information that we have collected from our surrounding, and it's a processed, and that information is actually the process form of data, right? That data is nothing but information that is collected in various formats such as number, text, media, and a lot of other formats as well, voice, data, video, anything. Okay, so a database is basically systematic or organized collection of related information that is stored in such a way that it can be easily accessed, retrieved, managed, and updated. It is where all data is stored, very much likely a library that houses a wide range of books from different genders. Thinks of book as a books, right? So MySQL, SQL Server, MongoDB, Oracle Database, PostgreSQL, Informix, Sybase, and other are all different types of databases commonly used today. But mostly we are using Oracle, Mongo, SQL, and MySQL. These modern databases are managed by a database management system. Okay, so interact with and manipulate the data stored in these databases. A widely used language called SQL, Structured Query Language, has been utilized for this purpose. So in this video, we will be talking about single table or double table database, simple databases, which is relational database management system, right? There are multiple types of databases, so we will be not talking about the types of database because it's out of syllabus. So we will be talking about the single type databases. A database is basically a structured collection of data, so it can be searched, sorted, filtered, and analyzed quickly. Data in a databases can be any type of data, including text, images, videos, sounds. Databases uses tables to store data. Tables have records of data represented by one row. In the example below, as you can see in this table, there is your um, there are 5 fields in the customer table. Fields are basically the columns name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields. And the first row, this row is basically one record. Okay, second record, third record. All the rows are representing by records. Okay, each field in the data has a data type which defines what data can be entered into that field. So first, let's just see how many fields are here and how many records are there in the dogs table. This is the dogs table, and you have to tell me how many fields are here and how many records are. It's a very important question, but usually students got confused that what are the fields and what are the records. So if we will talk about the fields, so fields are basically your table name. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fields. We have 5 fields, which is dog ID, name, breed, age, and gender are the fields. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 records. See, these are 6 records. Validation and verification. We have already talked about verification and validation in my chapter, in our chapter number 7. So same concepts we will be following over here as well, but in the aspects of data. So verification checks whether the data has been entered is correct data and is accurate. This is often completed by getting data entered by one person is then checked by another person. So when a table is created, validation rules can be assigned to the different fields. A validation rules controls what data can be entered into that field. There are different types of validation checks used to limit what data can be entered into each. So it's going to be the same, data types are going to be the same, but there will be just minor difference. So length check, this type of validation checks the number of characters that have been entered into a field. For example, you might want phone number entered have to be 11 characters long. So you can apply the length check when you are creating a database and setting the rules. Format check. This type of validation check data enter meets an exact format. For example, a product code, emails syntax, and have to be maybe do you want a product code might have to be 2 letters followed by 5 numbers. Range check. A range check will check the number entered is within a specific range. For example, the age of a dog would be between 0 to 40, or maybe the height between this to this. So here you can allow the range. So any other number would be disallowed, or you can say that going to be the abnormal data for this particular table. Presence check. A presence check can be added to fields which cannot be left blank. So you're just going to make sure that this field should be entered in all cases. So then you can apply the presence check. Type check. A type check will allow data with a specific data type to be entered into a field. For example, if text were entered into a field which is supposed to contain the date of birth of a person, it would not be allowed. Okay, so check digits. The check digits validation is a process used to verify the accuracy of numbers, such as credit card numbers. A check digit is a single digit added to the end of the number, which is calculated based on a specific algorithm applied to the other digits in the number. We have already talked about the RLC, or and the other algorithms in our previous videos. So if you have any confusion, please go and check my other videos. So when the data is re-entered, the same algorithm can be applied, and if it produces a difficult results, the code is incorrect. So describes two validation check that could be used to check data being inputted into the table. So this is your table. They can ask you that apply two validation checks. So it's up to you if you want to apply range check, not empty. It's up to you. You can apply any validation check. For an example, I have just given some scenarios for you: type check, presence check, length check, and range check according to the different fields. For student ID, we can specify the length check to make sure that 7 characters are entered. For first name and last name, we can apply the presence check, but it's not mandatory that you will apply just presence check. You can apply anything else as well. For mark submitted, you can apply type check, which is going to be the Boolean. And we will be talking about what is Boolean in our in coming slides. And for the percentage, you can apply range check, where we can specify that percentage should be between 0 to 100 range. Okay, so there are multiple data types. Definitely, we will be having multiple data. So that's why we will be having different data types as well. So table fields are represented by columns in our table. I hope it's clear for you. And there are 5 fields. There was 5 fields in our customer tables we have already talked about. So as you can see, each field in a table has a different data, right? Customer ID is having numbers, first name and last name is having characters, a combination of characters. But on the other hand, DOB and phone number is just having numbers, combination of numbers, right? So common data type, we have some common data types like alphanumeric, text, character, boolean, integer, real, and data types. Phone numbers have to be assigned the text and alphanumeric data type because they begin with a 0. If you assign the data type integer to a phone number, it would remove the initial 0. So there is a difference between whether the phone number will always start with a 0. So you should always specify data type phone number to text or alphanumeric. So these are some common data types we have already mentioned. First one is text or alphabets. And these data types allow letters, special characters like spaces and punctuation and number to be entered into a field. Character. This will allow a single character to be entered into a field. Characters can be any alphanumeric value and can be lower and uppercase. Boolean. This data type can be used in fields where there are only two possible options. Data is stored as is 1 or 0 in the database but can be used to represent true, false, or yes, no. Integer. Only whole numbers can be entered. Real numbers including decimal numbers can be stored. Date and time. Only date and time can be entered into a field. Format for the date time can also be assigned to the field. Means we can decide that first minutes will disappear, then seconds, and then hours will appear, or first hour, then minute, and then second. It's up to us to decide that how the date and time is going to be appeared. Okay, so there is another quiz. Quickly tell me, what data type should age be used and what data type should be dog ID be used? We have already discussed. If you decide thinking that age should be numbers and dog should be alphanumeric, so you are next. The most important concept is primary key. So each table has a primary key which act as a unique identifier. So there are two constraints, or you can say the two limitation for a primary key. The first one is that each item of data in this field is unique. Duplicate data items would be blocked if they were entered into the primary key. So it is always unique and it cannot be null. Because the item of data are unique within the primary key field, they can be used to identify the individual records. So this is the purpose of identifying primary key, that we can identify individual records in our table. In this example, customer table, the primary key would be the customer ID because each customer ID is unique. But if there are customer with the same name, they would be identified correctly using the customer ID. As you know that we can identify ourselves through CNIC because nobody is going to use our CNIC in future and have never used before that. SQL, the most important question, that what is SQL? So SQL is a structured query language. Its records in a database can be searched and data can be manipulated using SQL. SQL statements can be written to query the data in the database and extract useful information. SQL statements follow this structure. First is going to be select the field you want to display, then from the table or tables containing the data you wish to search, and where is going to you are going to specify the search criteria. As you can see, this is my table, movie table details, and this is my query. I have used select, name, rating. Name is one of the field, rating is also the field. From movie is my table name where rating is greater than 8.4. So this is my criteria. After executing this query, I am going to get this record because wherever the rating is 8.4 is 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. 8.4 is not equals to 8.4. We are actually looking for the records which is greater than 8.4, but here 8.4 is equals to 8.4, so that's why this field will not be accepted or taken. So that's why we have two records, and as we have selected that name and rating should be displayed, so that's why we have just two columns over here. SQL Comparison Operator. So we can compare a lot of things and through different operators. As you can see, there are multiple operators. We have already talked about the operators in our other videos as well. So these operators are same in all the languages. This is greater than equals to, less than equals to, less than or equal to, and not equals to. So let's say you have applied a query, select name, rating from movie where genre equals to family and certificate equals to you. It means wherever we are going to get the certificate, you and gender equals to find family both needs to be there to select the movie and name. Okay, so this is one of the structure they have given. This is your table and complete the structure query to return the name and breed of all female dogs. So they are actually expecting us to return the name and breed of all female dogs. So what we can do, select name, breed from, uh, let's just say from dogs where all females dogs. So means gender equals to M. So here we can specify gender. It should be same field name and same characters which is specified in the gender equal to M. Sorry for bad writing. Actually, I am using my mouse to write. Okay, so in the where we are going to specify gender equals to M. Oh, not sorry, not M. In fact, it's female. So we want F. So instead of M, let me just write down here F because they want all the females. Okay. So write an SQL query to find out the name and breed of all dogs aged 10 years older or older. So now it's your time to write down the query, and I have already shown you how you can write down the query, and try to write down the query for this statement. I will give you 10 seconds. Okay, so the next one is ordered by. Sometime you have to specify or you have to get the things in some ascending or descending order. So what you can do, you can use ordered by. You can enter a fourth line to the statement using the ordered by command, following by ASC means ascending order, DSC means descending order. If you enter ASC, the results of query will be sorted in ascending order. Ascending means from smallest to the largest. And if you enter DESC, the results of the query are sorted in descending order. So, as you can see, select name, gender, certificate, rating from movie, ordered by name, sending order. Ordered by name, ascending. So, it's going to be ordered by name according to smallest to largest. Matlab A, B, C, D, E, F, so on till Z. Sum and count commands. So, the sum command can be used to add numerical data. The count command can be used to count number of items of data. You can specify some commands and count command like this. Count will just count the number of items in it, and sum is going to count the number of all the sum. As you can see, select sum of quantity in stock from product table. So it's going to be take quantity in stock and it's going to find out all the sum of these quantities and it's going to be displaced 25. So select count static from product table where price equal greater than equals to 2. So it's going to be find out wherever the price is greater than 2. So the price is greater than 2 is 1, 2 and 3. So the output will be 3. So that's it from your chapter number 10. SQL is basically a very vast language. There are a lot of things you can do, like you can do joins, you can do left join, right join, relationships, and a lot of other things as well. But in this video, we will be currently focusing on the just your syllabus. So please don't go in the depth and just follow what you need to, just do what you need to do. right? If you want to learn SQL and in depth, you can do it later on, but currently your target should be to get highest score. So please focus on the content which needs to be covered. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.